Meghan Markle, likes to portray herself as a person who got on incredibly well with our late and brilliant monarch, Queen Elizabeth II. I told you that recently about how Meghan felt that she'd really cemented that friendship by the Corgi story. But of course, we know the true story behind that, don't we? Now, it's very easy, obviously, to paint Meghan Markle as the baddie, the sort of wicked character in this fairy tale of princesses, kings and queens. But basically, Meghan Markle has painted herself in this particular remit. Every time she comes forward to the camera, the insincerity really does seep through. You can understand that really, even on the CBS thing, there was no connection to the lady sat next to her. No reaching out, no gentle touch of the hand, no nothing. The camera was a Meghan and she wasn't going to look at anybody else. Of course, when she got married, Meghan Markle really had quite a lot of problems. And as you can understand, she wanted things her way. Nothing wrong with that. Most girls do on their big day, but this was her second time around. And as the Queen famously said, white? So clearly that got fed back to Meghan, but she was quite willing to overlook that because she knew just how popular Queen Elizabeth II was worldwide. And despite whether she claimed she knew nothing about the British monarchy, and apparently didn't even really know anything about the Queen. I mean, how dumb do you really have to be to live in this planet for the last 70 years and not know that Queen Elizabeth exists? Wherever you are in the world, she's that famous, even today. So it's fascinating to think that this particular element was the one that literally blew the wig off Meghan's head when she decided, of course, to really, explode about what did this exactly mean from the Queen. As ever, let me explain. Morning, good to see you. Thank you so much as ever for your time. You're all right today. I'm just trying to beat the rain. Apparently it's going to start again. Yeah, it's shocking, is it? But it is November and we are careering towards, of course, hopefully a very pleasant festive season. As I said to you before, if you haven't got your Christmas shopping done, don't worry. I'll pop my list at the bottom. You can have a look. Yeah. Do you remember when you used to do that and people said, what would you like for Christmas? Well, in my era, you were just grateful to get things, weren't you? I'm not talking about an orange at the bottom of a sock or something like that, but you know what I mean? You didn't ask for much. Kids now, it's like the wedding present list, isn't it? If you've been to a wedding recently, they roll off the list like it's a toilet roll holder and you think, where's the cheap stuff? 3-bedroom semi-detached house, holiday home, Before people were just grateful of a 3-pack of Pear soaps, weren't they? Totally different world you live in now, isn't it? This is the problem. Totally different world that Meghan Markle lives in, let me tell you. What really happened, what I wanted to share with this, which has just come to light from an excellent source who's now no longer in the employ, is this. Do you remember this particular look from Her Majesty the Queen at the royal wedding? Do you remember that? Well, yes, this look apparently, said it all, didn't it? She did not look best pleased at all. Now, according to the source, she wasn't happy by the fact that the then Prince of Wales had been absconded, basically stand there, your point's done now, I'm going it alone. But the bigger thing was that, Her Majesty the Queen said everything with a glance, a look, whatever. You saw it throughout her reign. That was the deal. Now, according to a very well-placed source, when Meghan Markle looked through the pictures eventually of that big day, Harry was brought in to give an explanation. Now, here's where it gets fascinating because apparently Meghan wanted to have it out with the Queen. And this was advised that no, you couldn't do that and that wouldn't be allowed. And anyway, this could simply be a snapshot taken by a massive, clicker shot camera. But apparently Harry had to go out and see the Queen, get an appointment to smooth the pastures. And apparently the Queen sent word back, as ever, allegedly, that she was terribly sorry if she'd offended Meghan in any way. Now, if you believe that, of course, you believe anything. But this is exactly the situation that Meghan Markle created for herself. Clearly, even the Queen wasn't allowed to form an opinion on her big day. And as many people later pointed out, and the Queen herself basically said, thank goodness Meghan's not coming to a future royal event, Meghan Markle makes sure that she wants to stamp on anybody who gets in her way and doesn't agree with her remit, as it were. As for Prince Harry, at that point, he was willing to go along with anything to keep the peace. But either way, the world knew exactly what the Queen felt and thought about this impending marriage, literally seconds away from I do. Neil Sean, Kensington, London.